What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Unhinged Talk. As usual, I'm your host, Patrick Hennessy, joined tonight by the man, Jay Lonzo. How we doing today, Jalen?
Doing good. Woke up today and we're 1 day close for the Yankees baseball, and two, we're one less gapless mouth Yankee today, if that sentence makes any sense.
That's true. That's true. However, before we talk about anything today, everyone be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications. We're over 1,000 subs now. Now we're on the goal to 2,000. Then after that, 3,000, 4,000. We're not stopping. So let's get started on the topic today. And I want to talk about Greg Allen. Probably the greatest Yankee career of all time. He'll probably find his way into Monument Park in a couple years. But on Tuesday, Tuesday, the Yankees designated him for assignment to make space for Justin Wilson. Not going to lie, I'm a little bit disappointed just because we saw this coming after the Brett Gardner signing. I'm like, well, now either Talkman or Greg Allen gets DFA'd, and it's most likely going to be Greg Allen. I kind of had high hopes for him. I might be in the minority here, but after the Yankees trade for him, I think from the Padres for James Reeves, left-handed pitcher. I was kind of hopeful because Greg Allen, he hasn't really showed much with his bat over his career, but he's like a switch-hitting, speedy outfielder. Thought would have been the perfect replacement for Brett Gardner. Obviously, he had an amazing career with the Yankees, Greg Allen. But yeah, what do you think about the DFA?
I mean, I think getting rid of James Reeves, I'm not sure if he was on the fringe guy for the 40-man, but I think they were bringing in Greg Allen as just a depth move. I didn't necessarily see him making this team because the move was a little bit earlier in the offseason before we got a guy like Jay Bruce and Derek Dietrich. We saw a little bit more potential for him when it happened. But I think once you saw a guy like Jay Bruce or Derek Dietrich sign, chances of him really making the club, especially for opening day, were a little bit more slim. And then once Brett Gardner signed, it was only a matter of time. I do think that he would have been nice depth in AAA, knowing how fragile our outfielders are. He is a guy who I could have seen if the Yankees didn't bring back Brett Gardner, just stepping into that role of being a late game defensive replacement, a pinch runner type player. He's a career 240 hitter, so he wasn't really going to give us much. I didn't see I know some people were thinking maybe he could have been like this year's Mike Talkman from 2019. I didn't see that at all. He's not really a bat guy, but who knows? Maybe we'll bring him back to just sit in AAA for a little bit and just be that depth piece whenever we need him.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing, to be honest. Looking at all the Yankees outfield depth now, they have a tremendous amount. Especially after the Jay Bruce minor league signing. Also, like you mentioned, Mike Talkman, he's still on the team. And mentioning AAA depth as far as that goes, I think Mike Talkman is kind of going to be that guy in AAA. The only issue is I don't think he has any options left. So now the Yankees are in a weird situation as to what do you do with Mike Talkman. I could be wrong about him not having any options left, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't. So if he doesn't, then what do you do with Talkman? Because I don't see him making the bench either.
No, yeah, I think Talkman, I've said all season, regardless of re-signing Gardner, signing Jay Bruce, signing Derek Dietrich, I think Talkman should be moved. I don't really see a spot for him on this team, especially with how he performed last season. And maybe they see something different. Maybe they think he is the bench piece. But I don't see it. I think you're going to have Brett Gardner and a backup catcher, whether that's Higashioka or Robinson Chirinos, and then you pick from Jay Bruce, Derek Dietrich, Tyler Wade. I think Wade is going to be on there because he is the only other guy who can play shortstop. He's a good defender and he's fast. So I think he makes it, and then I think they're going to probably lean towards a guy like Derek Dietrich just because of his versatility. I don't think they're going to have Brett Gardner and Mike Talkman both on that bench, both guys who can only play the outfield positions, and it just doesn't make sense to me. It'd be a little bit redundant. So yeah, I think he should be moved. That's really, I think, the solution for him.
Yeah, the only thing that I could say about that is I can't see the Yankees moving him just yet, just because his value's so low. I can't imagine that they would get anything for him, and I don't think they've given up on him just yet, especially if the rumors are true that he played through an injury last year and he just didn't want to tell anybody. They might have that thought going in their head going into the season too. But, I mean, before we wrap things up today, we're on Yankees outfield depth, right? Got to mention Aaron Judge. He now has no more gap between his teeth. Now, I don't know if we're going to give a shout out to him for that. It's kind of like a noteworthy thing, but not a noteworthy thing at the same time. He looks like a completely different person, though. I'm not going to lie.
He looks like a clone, and I think listen, some people might like it, some people might hate it. I personally think if you're confident, you feel good, you look good, you play good. So maybe it's just a sign of things to come for this year's Yankees. We're talking a lot about the outfield depth and guys getting injured. And let me be clear, depth is not an issue. This is not this is a good problem for the Yankees to have. This is not a problem that we've had in the past. In the past, it's always been, where are we going to find guys to fill in these outfield spots? We're looking at guys like Shane Robinson or putting Tyro Estrada in left field, having Miguel Andujar. Like that's not an issue for us right now. The issue is, where are we going to find time for all of our productive players to play and time for them to be on the field? And I think that's a really positive thing. All three of our starters are healthy going into the season, and knock on wood, they stay that way. But we have options if they don't. So I really like the fact that, and we've talked about it before, how Cashman has paid attention to depth, but hopefully we don't need it. It's sitting there, and then we have either a lot of depth in AAA for when September comes and we want to get guys some rest when we have a huge lead in the division, or we have some trade pieces in July for the deadline. But yeah, I like Judge's look. He has a nice smile, and I'm proud of him. He's going to be confident this year.
Yeah, it's definitely a good problem to have as far as our outfield depth goes, but that is going to wrap things up for us today. You guys know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications. We do go live every night at 9 p.m. Eastern time, as well as once the season starts, we're going to be doing pre-games, post-games every single day. We also have the recorded episodes come out every day at 12 p.m. Eastern time, so stay tuned for that. Appreciate you all. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. Peace.